Jerry Willis to Dan Geltrude right now. Geltrude and Company, the founder. Dan has a pretty good idea who's going to foot the cost of all of this. And I have a feeling, well, it's everybody else, right, Dan?
Yes, it is. Look, this may sound like a great idea, Neil, but it's not. It's a terrible idea. And really, if they want to fix this problem in terms of how much education costs, we should go to what the problem is. And that's that the costs of college have not moved at the same pace as inflation. Now, let's just take Princeton as an example. So when you applied there, Neil, in 1992, the cost per semester was $8,300. Now it is $26,000. But if it had just moved with the rate of inflation, then the cost per semester would be $14,000. So we can see that the cost for universities is outpacing inflation. Not to mention how easy it is to get a loan. They just basically throw money at these kids and their parents, and they say, okay, well, we'll take that because little Johnny or little Cindy wants to go to Princeton or whatever, so we'll just pay for it with loans and we'll deal with it later.
I do wonder, too, I mean, once you open the spigot for these type of things, you open it for a variety of other things. Now, Republicans are hardly in a position to point their fingers and lecture anyone at going into deficits and debt. But this could really compound things. I mean, in a year where we're accumulating a deficit that used to be our entire debt, and we keep piling onto it, I mean, we have to remind people that we have to pay that back.
I don't think the people in Washington are too concerned about paying things back, Neil, because they're not doing it. So if the politicians there look at $1.5 trillion to just add on to what'll be 30 trillion and counting in a very short period of time, does it really matter that much? I think they're looking at it and saying, well, how many votes does this buy? If we can get a whole bunch of these young people who we just forgave their student loan debt, they're going to be voting for us for a long time. And to me, that's really the play. It's not about fixing the problem, Neil, and that's really unfortunate.
All right, we'll see what happens. But Dan, you're quite right. I mean, once you start something, it's very hard to undo it and unwind it. Dan Geltrude on all of that. And to Dan's other point here, as we leave you here for a quick break, think of all the people who have been dutifully paying off their college loans, who have been meeting their obligations, and they discover that someone else gets them all forgiven. How do you explain to that person or his or her parents that they got a pass? They did not.